I don't know how it happened, but wait a minute here. It's not on the phone, is it? Oh, who cares if it is? Okay, I'll just reread it. It's not that long. All right, this is Lights Out. Chapter 75, Part 1. I'm so sorry, Redneck Prepper and Countryman and Sister Sue and all those people out there that I'm reading to sleep every night. Monday was a very sad day. A single funeral was held for all the residents who'd been killed. Brother Bob did his best to console those who had lost family and friends. Mark couldn't imagine a more heart-rending day. It was depressing that each person wasn't able to have a separate funeral, but Mark wondered if the living would have been able to endure 8 separate funerals in such a short time frame. He didn't think he could. After the funeral, the community had a large potluck dinner. While a somber affair, it seemed to promote the long journey of healing that needed to begin. Mark watched as the younger children, unconscious of the seriousness of the day, ran and played. After lunch, a large crew gathered the bodies of the attackers and buried them in a large grave in the field on the west side of the subdivision. Brother Bob said a few words over the site after it was covered. No marker was placed, and Mark found it ironic that this small area would probably be the most productive in the field for years to come, and that one day people wouldn't have a clue as to why. Civilization would return, maybe many years from now, but it would, and all of this would be forgotten. It was the way of the world. Tuesday was the first day of the elections. Mark woke up early and dressed. He went to the kitchen and started preparing breakfast for everyone. Family and friends drifted in and began to help cook and set the table. The mood was better than the day before, as everyone was excited about the election. Even though many of the new residents of Silver Hills weren't registered to vote in Wilson County, they still intended to help. Some had volunteered to drive those voters in the neighborhood without a car to the polls. Others had plans to pass out handmade flyers in front of the courthouse. Breakfast was abuzz with chatter and speculation. Even among all the enthusiasm, Mark was a little depressed. Losing George and Alex really had him in a funk. Not only because George was his best friend's father-in-law, and Alex was his daughter's boyfriend, but they were the neighborhood's farming experts. Mark wondered who would take their place and what it would mean for Silver Hills food production. He was still concerned about Mike, too. His brother was getting better, but he wasn't out of the woods. Mark would feel a lot better if Mike woke up. David was home, at least that was good, even if they didn't know how much use he'd get back in his arm. He also feared Rob would lose the election and they'd be stuck with Barney. He was glad he was going with Ralph and Manny to recon the small ranch where John had met his MZB allies. They planned to leave late this afternoon. As soon as he and Manny got back from the courthouse, they'd pack up and then have one last briefing with Gunny. After breakfast, Mark, Jess, Manny, and his wife, Olivia, climbed into the Blazer and set off for Floresville. Mark was deep in thought when Jess spoke. "A penny for your thoughts," she smiled. "You won't get your money's worth," he answered. "Try me." "Yeah, Mark, what's wrong?" Manny asked. "Oh, I'm just worried about the election. If Rob doesn't win, I don't know what will happen to us. What if Barney screws up and FEMA decides to put us in camps like they did to the people in San Antonio? Or what if he goes through with his plan to disband our rapid response teams and county defense force, and the National Guard can't protect us? I mean, we already know there are gangs that have over 100 members. What if they get up to 300 or 400 or even more? What if—" Mark's voice trailed off. There was no need to depress everyone else. "I think you see what I mean." "Look, Mark," Jess said beseechingly, "you just need to trust that the right man will win. The citizens of this county aren't a bunch of idiots. They see Barney for what he is." "I hope you're right." "Besides," Manny jumped in, "what you said up there yesterday made a lot of sense. I think you made them think. Plus, everyone knows you support Rob, and having the karate man on his side is sure to make a difference." Well, I don't know if that's the truth or not, but it does make me feel a little better. Thanks, guys. All right. For whatever reason, that didn't get uploaded last night. So there you are. That's lights out. Done with it. Wait. We interrupt this program.